Hello and welcome to a little review here of the Sea Devils Reimagined for 2026. We're in 2025. Wow! I've just finished watching it now. I didn't realise that it released early on iPlayer. I thought it was just going to air at 7 PM tonight on BBC4, but because it aired early, I thought I might as well get a review out. Now, if you don't know me, let me just explain that I am like the #1 Sea Devils lover in the world. I saw a video essay the other day of someone explaining how they're basically like pointless. And I can see all the points that they are basically just like, we were here first, we want the Earth back, and then at the end of every story they just walk back into the ocean and accept defeat. But I love them because it's so nostalgic for me. This serial of Doctor Who was like my childhood for classic Doctor Who. I watched a lot of the modern era of Doctor Who when I was younger, and I watched small amounts of classic Doctor Who, but I loved this serial. There was something about it that I just fell in love with it when I was a kid, and you know, I'm so glad that we've got a big spin-off in The War Between the Land and the Sea, which is coming later tonight of when I'm filming this, and I hope they get the redemption that they need to not just be these pathetic creatures that come out every couple of years and go back into the ocean after admitting defeat. You know, I hope we get some triumphant Sea Devils redemption in The War Between the Land and the Sea. But enough of that. We're talking about the actual reimagined version. So they've done this a few times. They did it with the Daleks, the original Dalek story, and they did it with the War Games, which was the second Doctor's regeneration story. And what they do is they either, if it's in black and white, like the Daleks and the War Games were, they colorise it. So they take it from black and white to being colorised, and then they'll extend the runtime from, well, I suppose reduce the runtime. The War Games is something like 4.5 hours. They reduce it to an hour and a half. So this, the Sea Devils, is 7 parts of 25 minutes, which adds up to a longer than an hour and a half. But what they've done is they've chopped out all the bits that aren't necessarily needed, made the story an hour and a half, and updated the soundtrack. I'm all for this, and I would really appreciate if they did this more often, like every couple of months, do a new serial, make it an hour and a half with an updated soundtrack, because there's a lot of Classic Who. One of the main reasons why I can't properly get into Classic Who is because every Classic Who story I've seen is like 6 or 7 parts, when it could just be like 4. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, and a lot of them, some of them are 4. But even then, there's stuff that's just there for the sake of it. Like, if we had 4 action-packed half-hour episodes of Doctor Who, I think it would work really well. So, yeah, by plea to Doctor Who, please do more of these reimagined versions. Some people don't like them. They think, you know, you should watch the original. It's what's there for. Reminisce the times, but Classic Who can get boring. I will admit, like, it does, in the middle, get boring. And the Sea Devils, as much as I love it, yeah, there's episode 5, it does get a bit boring. You could cut that episode and you'd be fine, and they basically did here. They cut out all the stuff that wasn't essential to the plot, and they kept it compact and sweet and short and all the things that needed to be there. There was some stuff that was changed, which a lot of people don't get on with. They think, you know, you should keep it the same. Whether or not you're shortening the runtime, you should stay true to the original and not add new things. It's a reimagined, so I disagree with that, and I think the original is out there for you to watch if you want to watch it, but I quite like adding in new stuff. For example, when the Doctor goes to the Sea Devil lair, they actually mention the Sea Devils in their weird voice. They talk about, you know, this is how it's always been, the war between the land and the sea, which is quite cool because obviously there was no idea that like 50 years down the line they'd be doing a spin-off still for this show when it aired. So to go back and put that in is really cool. And I think, yeah, why not do it more often? Like, do this more often. I know this isn't really a review, this is more of just my thoughts on reimagined Doctor Who. Do it more often. Like, I love it, man, I love it. Another funny story about the Sea Devils, that my favourite scene from this and my favourite scene from the original, pretty much stayed the same, is they go to, it was when the Doctor and Joe breaks the Doctor out of the prison, and they go running off to the beach, and the Master does a weird little machine windy thing, and the Sea Devils come out of the water. A Sea Devil comes out of the water, and him and Joe have to go through the minefield. Weird story, right? When I used to watch this serial as a kid, I had the DVD. I'm away right now currently, so I can't get the DVD out, but normally I'll have the DVD in my background that says beneath the surface. Which is a classic Doctor Who box set. And I would take that box set on holiday with me when I went to like the Isle of Wight, or I went to Devon or something. I would take that with me and I'd watch it and I'd think, oh, I'd love to be on the beach and the Sea Devils come out and I'd go through the minefield. It would look really cool. Right? This is mental. When I was a kid, I holidayed in the Isle of Wight a lot, and I would basically I'd get like a stick or something and I'd stand on the beach and I'd pretend that I was in that scene and I was the Doctor and the Sea Devils were coming out, and I'd use the stick pretending it was a sonic to blow up the Sea Devils. I googled it. The Sea Devils scene from the actual episode was filmed on the exact same beach that I holidayed on as a kid. And I would reenact it in the exact same spot where it was actually filmed. And I only found that out after revisiting the Isle of Wight a couple of months ago. How crazy is that? I would stand there with a stick pretending I was in that scene. Little did I know I was filming that scene in the exact same place where it was actually filmed in real life. I mean, does it talk about fate? That is fate in a nutshell. But there's not really much to talk about with this, to be honest. Like, I thought I'd do a big review, but like, there's not really a lot to talk about because it is just the Sea Devil story, but they've cut out the boring bits. You know what I mean? I think it's good. I think they did update some Sea Devil talking. I think it does work really well. It gives them more of an eerie vibe. The soundtrack stayed remotely the same. There are some bits that are still a bit iffy with Classic Who that I'm like, how can I take this seriously? Like when Jo goes up to the window when the Doctor's trapped in prison, and she's like, I'll come through the door, hit the guard. And every hand movement she makes, the music just goes like boop, 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 boop. Just like, it's like, how am I meant to take this seriously? But overall, the main positive I have is that this is a perfect structure for Classic Who. They need to do more of it. I know I've said it already, they need to do more 90 minutes remakes. The ending felt more well-paced because even though Classic Who, I think New Who is, especially recently, too fast-paced. I think Classic Who is too slow-paced. I think this is perfect. And I think going forward, I would not be mad if normal Doctor Who got a reduced episode count to maybe like 6 episodes, and they did the 1 hour 30. I really think that could benefit the show. Like Series 9 doing the 2-parters with 12 episodes, you could do a 6-episode, hour-and-a-half long thing, and I think it would work really, really well. I'm such a big fan of the Sea Devils. And I'm just glad that they're hopefully going to get the recognition that they deserve later on tonight in the war between the land and the sea. I know this hasn't really been much of a review, but more of just a rant about how much I love the Sea Devils, and a ramble about how much I think Doctor Who would benefit from doing more of these 90-minute specials. I would have written more notes and stuff to talk about, but like I say, I am away. I'm in a little cabin right now. Look at all this, it looks lovely. But obviously, because I'm away, I have another chance to write proper notes and stuff like that, so apologies. I also just want to do a friendly little reminder that I'm not covering the war between the land and the sea later this evening. I will be waiting until all 5 of the episodes have been released, and then I will hopefully get one big review of all 5 episodes and all the synopsises out before Christmas, and then we'll do one big podcast with Jack Collins and Ollie Kurt potentially in the new year, after New Year. I've got a ton of videos that I need to record, get out edited. I've got a massive ideas list sheet, including TARDIS Productions Series 3 finale, which is brilliant. Go and check it out if you haven't already. I wrote an episode for that series, which I'm hoping to release the script for soon if I'm allowed. I've got a theory about the reality war, which I want to talk about as well, but I'll get to that in another video. And I did a video yesterday where I rewatched The Church on Ruby Road 2 years later, and I scheduled it and forgot I had it scheduled, so give that a watch if you haven't already. But for now, if you enjoyed this video, please do leave a like. It helps me out more than you can imagine. And comment, did you like this reimagined? Did you see it? Did you not see it? Do you think it's better or worse than the original? Do you think you should treat it as 2 separate things? Are you excited for the war between the land and the sea? Let me know any of those answers in the comments below. And there's a hype button near the comments. If you press hype, it will help me out big time. Thank you very much. I've been Sab. You've been the lovely viewer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.